highly popular YouTuber MrBeast seems to be getting some backlash for building freshwater wells in Africa. The video, which documents his good deeds, is currently, well, as of last night, I don't know what it is now, could very well be way over that, but as of last night, it currently sits at 86 million views on YouTube.
Sheesh.
Sticks, what are your thoughts about the backlash MrBeast has gotten for his good deeds of building freshwater wells in Africa?
First of all, I can't wait till we get to 86 million views. First off,
My
number
boy.
one.
God, dog,
Number
86.
one. 86 million? That's crazy. That dude is,
Undoubtedly.
man, come on, bro. He has the most YouTube subscribers on YouTube at this point. To over 200 million subscribers. That's insane. Millie. But what I think is, so whenever you have
that.
Nah, facts. So what I think is, whenever you think about the things that MrBeast has done, as far as, you know, giving prosthetics to amputees, curing blindness for some folks, he bought a whole street or like 5 or 6 houses for some of his employees and his family in Greenville, North Carolina. He's done a lot of things in the area of philanthropy that a lot of our government officials won't even do, right? And with that being said, since he has that many subscribers and followers that watch his content, a lot of people, regular people who can't do these things, who don't have the resources to do the things that MrBeast has done, feel like he's using these people's struggle for his own success. And I can see that in some ways, right? But regardless of how you feel about the way that he's going about doing these things, because there are people that say, well, if you really want to do this out of kindness of your own heart, you wouldn't record it, right? But this man's job is to be a YouTuber. He has so much money that he can just throw it at people who are struggling. And that's not, to me, that's not a bad thing. I think his philanthropy that he's done is definitely not a bad thing. I don't necessarily think that he should get the backlash just because he is recording his philanthropy. But to be perfectly honest with you, if this was a government official, what would they do? They would record it too and put it all on the news. It would be on CNN. It would be on CBS. It would be on Fox. It would be on Fox News. It would be all over the place because they're doing something in the community or they're doing something to help the nation. They would record it too. Any philanthropist will record their good deed, so that way they can show people that they're doing good in the community, doing good in the world. So MrBeast doing it ain't no different. The only problem is that he gets paid for putting it on his channel, but he's just basically doing what any other politician would do: show you that he's doing good out here, shaking hands, kissing babies. To me, it's no different than showing that you're doing something good in the world, and that you're a good person, that you have the resources to do these things. So to me, the backlash that MrBeast is getting is honestly bullshit. Let that man do these good deeds and shut the fuck up. Just because you're not benefiting from the good deed that he's doing because you don't fit the description of what he's doing the philanthropy for, doesn't mean he's not doing good things in the world. So let MrBeast do his thing, man. Leave that man alone. People get bored. Like I can say all the time, boredom theory. People get bored and create problems. And this is not a problem, bro. Regardless if he put it on this page or not. What you think, D-Lo?
This is definitely a complex situation, but you can never be right in the eye of public opinion.
100%. That's true.
And so everybody does not think nowadays. Everybody doesn't think that acts of kindness and good deeds are always good spirited. We've been conditioned to think that nobody's doing something out of the goodness of their heart. They're only doing it, there's got to be something in it for them. They have selfish motives behind it. And this is a great example of that. It's a very good example of that, because this is not the first time I wouldn't say this particular example is a great example of that. I think MrBeast's philanthropy in general are great examples of that, because this isn't the first time that he has been had backlash for his acts of kindness. You mentioned him helping individuals cure their disabilities, the blindnesses, the
The
leg, what the
amputees,
one
the
individual
amputees.
amputees and whatnot,
Mhm.
stuff like that. He got backlash for that. Really? You getting backlash for helping somebody cure disabilities that they have, or something that has disabled them or hampered them for most of their life? You're getting mad at him helping somebody to see? What? So I mean, it's not anything new, and it's really, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because if he was not doing stuff like this and he was creating YouTube videos on something completely different, well, people would say, oh, well, he's not helping anybody do anything. He's just making content just so he can make money off of it. But because he is taking his money that he makes from creating content for YouTube and helping those individuals in a major way. I mean, building water wells in Africa, really? I
People
mean,
who
that's
haven't
that's
had access to clean water in decades, centuries. You know what I'm
you know what I
saying?
mean?
Like,
That's major. I mean, shit, Flint in the United States of America was could not get fresh water, and he's going to Africa doing it. But we have an issue with that. So I mean, again, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
that's dead ass, bro. Imagine if Mr. Beast would have just said, would have put on Twitter, damn, people in Africa ain't got no clean water. And just left it at that and didn't do nothing about it. Somebody on Twitter would have been like, well, you got all this money. Why don't you go do it?
Right.
So that he
Right.
would have got backlash for just tweeting it. Then he goes and
Right.
does it. And now he got all this money. He just know he gonna get it right back off of the YouTube video. So that's the only reason why he doing it. He profited off people's pain. Like, bro,
Right.
like D-Lo said, man, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. And the fact that he's going out of his way and he's spending his own money, regardless if he X the fact that he's making a video about it. X the fact that he's doing that. This man is doing good things in the community, regardless of his YouTube page or not, bro. Like, but his YouTube page has granted him the access to be able to do these things. 200 million subscribers, the highest on the platform. He's making the most money out of anybody that's on YouTube. This man just has money that just sitting. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do some good in the world. I'm a help people, be able to see again. People who haven't seen in years, I'm gonna help them be able to see again. People who have these amputees, I'm gonna get them some prosthetics. Africa, they haven't had clean water in centuries. I'm gonna build some clean water wells in Africa. Regardless if he videotapes it or not and put it on his YouTube page and gets 86 million views, who gives a fuck? This man is doing great things in the world. Let MrBeast be, dog. Like,
yeah.
It just don't matter. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. D-Lo, that's the title. But it's like, it's like, bro, it might be something else, but we're gonna keep that in mind. Yeah. But it's like, bro, like MrBeast, if you happen to see this, which you probably won't, but if you happen to see this, MrBeast, keep doing what you're doing, bro. The boys over here at Too Complex ain't got no problem with your philanthropy, G. And anybody who's telling you anything different, fuck them, because it's great. It's great.
Aggressive today.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Boy, is aggressive today. It's great, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I have no issue with what he is doing, but on the flip side, playing devil's advocate, I can 100% understand why people would be upset with him doing these types of things because of the following that he has on YouTube, because of the ability that he has to post a video of him doing such acts of kindness and being able to profit incredible amounts of money from of it. Like I said, as of last night, it was 86 million views on that video. I can only imagine what that paycheck is going to look like from Google or the ABC
That's
company.
A fact. That's a whole fact. 89 million. 89 million views, D-Lo, in 7 days, bro.
You know what I mean? So I can only imagine how that is going to look. But it kind of goes along the lines of, and why people are upset with it is, we used to live in an era, well, we still do technically, where influencers would be out and about in their cities and they would give a homeless person a candy bar or a pair of shoes and whatnot, and film themselves doing it, and it's like, oh, look at me. I mean, they weren't saying it, but it was in the breath of, oh, look at me, I'm such a great person, I'm doing this and doing that. And then as soon as they turn that camera off, we've seen, not them filming it, but we've seen it happen where as soon as they turn the camera off, they treat that person like they never existed, and they were just doing it for the influence, for the engagement, to get their followers up, to have, again, such as corporations do with us, tug on the heartstrings of their followers to make them believe that they are better, a decent person. In reality, they were just doing it for
attention
and
virality,
attention reason, selfish reasons, right? So I could see how people would take what MrBeast is doing and put that in the same breath and in the same category as what I just mentioned with those influencers.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a way to ridicule him,
It is.
for being a good person, but I God puts his hardest battles on the strongest soldiers.
For sure.
And he puts you in places where you might not ever thought you would be, but you have been conditioned throughout your whole life to do certain things. And I don't think it is a more better person than MrBeast. I forgot his real name. But I'll just go by his YouTube alias. I don't think there's a better person to be in the position that he is in, because this is not a one-off thing. He continually does random acts of kindness like this. And it may be he's creating videos for it, but he doesn't have to continue to do that. He already has the followers, the subscribers on YouTube to make whatever video he wants to make, and he's going to get it watched. So, I think you told me 2 weeks ago, he told a guy if he could live in a warehouse for a certain amount of time, an abandoned warehouse, an empty grocery store, he would pay him $10,000 a day or something like that. And the guy hasn't left.
Has not left.
And he's still paying him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I mean, he doesn't have to do that. He could, if that's a video, if that's strictly for a video, as soon as he got his video made, he can say, "Hey, listen, I got my video. I paid you this amount of money. You've turned this damn grocery store into a mansion. You good now. I don't need it." But he's still paying that guy. So it's just random acts of kindness, man. It's not a one-off thing. This is just who he is. And there's no better person to be in this position of 200 million subscribers on YouTube, which is the highest on YouTube. I want to say, didn't you say
it
that?
Is.
Highest
the highest 209 million subscribers, bro. Yes. Highest on
the
YouTube.
Highest grossing YouTuber of all time. Is no better person to be in that position than him, because I feel like this is just who he is.
Thank you for watching this video. If you made it this far and you like what you see, there's a video on the screen right here. Make sure you click that and view that. We think you're going to love it. Also, we're almost at that 450 subscriber mark, man. We need 4 more. So hit that subscribe button right there as well. And we're on all your streaming platforms, wherever you find your podcast.